If you got a ticket last week and had no idea why, you're not alone. Welcome to 2026, where the rules of the road just got completely rewritten, and thousands of drivers are paying the price. Literally. I'm talking about brand new traffic laws that went live in January, and law number 5 on this list is so aggressive, it's already generated over $50 million in fines nationwide. And here's the worst part. Most drivers won't know they broke the law until that ticket shows up in their mailbox. Before we jump in, smash that subscribe button because I break down these law changes every single month. You don't want to be the person who finds out about a $500 fine the hard way. I've got your back. Let's protect your wallet and your driving record. So what changed? Everything. And I mean everything. From how you interact with your phone to where you're allowed to park, 2026 brought in the most aggressive traffic law overhaul in decades. Some states are treating violations that used to be warnings as automatic fines. Others have installed AI-powered cameras that catch things human cops would never notice. Let me walk you through the most expensive mistakes drivers are making right now. Law number 1. The phone trap. It's worse than you think. You already know you can't text and drive. But in 2026, the definition of phone use just exploded. 40 states now have what's called absolute hands-free enforcement. And this is where people are getting destroyed. Here's what counts as a violation now. Touching your phone at a stoplight, holding your phone while using voice commands, having your phone in your lap even if you're not using it, and get this, even glancing down at your phone screen for GPS while it's mounted can get you ticketed in some jurisdictions. The fines, starting at $300 for first offense. But here's where it gets brutal. Second offense jumps to $750, and third offense can hit $1,200 plus mandatory points on your license. And those points, they spike your insurance by an average of 30%. Pro tip. If you need GPS, set it before you start driving. If you need to make a call, use voice activation before you touch the wheel. And for the love of all that is holy, do not check your phone at red lights anymore. Cops are specifically targeting intersections now because that's where they're catching everyone. Law number 2. Speed cameras that never sleep. Remember when school zone cameras only worked during school hours? Yeah, that's over. Dead. Gone. 26 states now run school zone speed cameras 24/7, 365 days a year. Midnight on a Saturday in July. Cameras rolling. Christmas morning at 6 a.m. Cameras watching. You get the idea. But here's the part that's bankrupting people. These cameras don't just catch you once. If you drive the same route every day and you're 6 miles over the limit, you're getting a ticket every single day. One driver in Arizona got 12 tickets in 2 weeks before he even received the first one in the mail. Total damage, $2,400. The fines range from $120 to $350 per ticket depending on how fast you're going. And some states are using AI to calculate your speed more accurately, which means fewer people are successfully challenging them in court. Here's your move. Identify every school zone on your regular routes. Set a reminder on your phone. Program your GPS to alert you. These zones are cash machines now, and you don't want to be the one feeding them. Law number 3. The left lane crackdown. This one is wild. You know how people always say, the left lane is for passing. Well, now cops actually mean it. 34 states passed aggressive left lane enforcement laws in 2026. If you're camping in the left lane and not actively passing someone, you're getting pulled over. Period. Here's what's blowing people's minds. You can be going the speed limit, you can have nobody behind you, you can feel like you're doing nothing wrong. Doesn't matter. If you're in the left lane and not passing, that's a $300 to $600 ticket depending on your state. Plus 2 to 3 points on your license in most places. The logic. Traffic studies show that left lane campers cause more accidents than speeders because they disrupt traffic flow. So now police are targeting this behavior hard. One truck driver in Texas told me he got pulled over 3 times in 1 month for this before he changed his habits. Cost him $1,100 in fines and almost cost him his CDL. The rule is simple now. Pass and move over. If you're not actively passing someone, get back to the right lane. Even if you're going fast. Even if you think you're fine. Just move over. Law number 4. Right turn on red is basically illegal now. If you live in or drive through any major city, listen carefully. Right turn on red is disappearing. 47 major cities including New York, LA, Chicago, Seattle, and Austin have implemented blanket restrictions on right turns on red in their downtown cores and high-traffic areas. The default assumption is now, you cannot turn right on red unless there's a sign specifically saying you can. This is the opposite of how it used to work. And people are getting hammered because they're not adjusting. Fines range from $75 to $300, and most of these are being caught by cameras, not cops. So you won't know you did anything wrong until that ticket arrives 10 days later. The reason? Pedestrian safety. Cities are reporting that right turn on red violations are involved in 40% of pedestrian accidents at intersections. So they just killed the rule entirely in busy areas. Your strategy? In any downtown area, assume you cannot turn right on red. Wait for the green. It's not worth the ticket or the accident. Law number 5. Pedestrian right-of-way has gone nuclear. This is the law that shocked me, and it's catching more people than anything else on this list. 30 states now have absolute pedestrian priority laws. Here's what that means. If a pedestrian is anywhere near a crosswalk, and I mean anywhere, even just standing on the curb looking like they might cross, you legally must stop and wait for them to cross. You can't wave them through. You can't inch forward. You must come to a complete stop. If you don't, and a cop sees it or it's caught on camera, that's a $400 to $800 fine. And in some states like California and Washington, it's an automatic 4 points on your license. But here's where it gets crazy. Unmarked crosswalks are now included in most of these laws. An unmarked crosswalk is basically any intersection where two sidewalks meet, even if there are no painted lines. So at every single intersection, you now have to treat it like there might be a crosswalk and yield to pedestrians. I've talked to drivers who got ticketed for this and had no idea what they did wrong. One guy in Oregon got a $650 ticket because a pedestrian was standing on the corner waiting for the bus, and the officer said it appeared the person might cross. The driver didn't stop. Boom. Ticket. The enforcement on this is aggressive because cities are trying to reduce pedestrian deaths, which hit a 40-year high in 2024. But for drivers, it means you need to slow down at every intersection and watch for people on the sidewalk. Law number 6. Bike lanes are untouchable. Used to be you could pull into a bike lane for a quick second to drop someone off or grab food. Not anymore. 23 states and over 60 cities now treat bike lane violations as towable offenses. That means if you stop in a bike lane, even for 30 seconds, your car can be towed immediately. The fine is usually $200 to $500. The tow fee is another $300 to $700. And if you don't pick up your car within 24 hours, impound fees start stacking at $50 to $100 per day. One driver in San Francisco told me she stopped in a bike lane for less than 2 minutes to help her elderly mother out of the car. By the time she got back, the tow truck was hooking her car up. Total cost: $890. The reason for this crackdown? Cycling advocacy groups pushed hard on this because blocked bike lanes force cyclists into traffic, which has led to a spike in cyclist injuries and deaths. Bottom line: bike lanes are completely off limits now. Find a real parking spot or loading zone. It's not worth the risk. Law number 7. Idling limits in residential zones. This one is weird, but it's real. 17 states now limit how long you can leave your car idling in residential areas. The limit is usually 3 to 5 minutes. After that, if a neighbor complains or a cop drives by, you're getting a $75 to $300 fine. This mostly affects people who warm up their cars in winter or sit in their driveway with the AC running in summer. The law is designed to reduce emissions and noise pollution in neighborhoods. It's mostly complaint-driven, so cops aren't actively patrolling for it. But if you've got that one neighbor who doesn't like you, this gives them a weapon. Be aware. Law number 8. Dash cam mounting rules. If you have a dash cam, check where it's mounted. 9 states now regulate dash cam placement to prevent obstruction of view. Your dash cam has to be mounted in a specific zone, usually directly behind the rearview mirror and not extending more than a few inches into your windshield area. If it's mounted outside that zone, you can be ticketed for obstructed view. Fines range from $60 to $175. Most dash cam companies now include mounting guidelines in their instructions. Follow them. Law number 9. Move over law expansion. You know the move over law for emergency vehicles. It just got expanded in 35 states to include all vehicles stopped on the roadside with hazards on. That means tow trucks, maintenance crews, and even regular cars with their hazards flashing. If you see hazard lights on the shoulder, you must move over a lane or slow down significantly, usually 20 miles per hour below the speed limit. Fines for violations range from $250 to $1,000, and in some states, this is considered a serious violation that can affect your CDL status. Just move over. Every time. No exceptions. Law number 10. Income-based fines are coming. This is the most controversial one. 7 states, California, Oregon, Washington, New York, Illinois, Vermont, and Connecticut, are testing income-based traffic fines. Here's how it works. Your fine is calculated based on your most recent tax return. If you make $35,000 a year, a speeding ticket might cost you $150. If you make $350,000 a year, that same ticket could be $1,500 or more. The idea is to make fines proportionally painful so that wealthy people can't just treat tickets as a minor inconvenience while low-income people suffer. Love it or hate it, it's happening. And if you live in one of these states, your income level now directly affects how much you'll pay for violations. Final thoughts. So there you have it. 10 driving laws that changed in 2026, and most drivers have no clue. Law number 5. The pedestrian right-of-way law is the one catching the most people because it's so broad and so aggressively enforced. Here's what you need to do today. Go to your state's DMV website and look up the specific rules for your area. Every state is different. What's true in California might not apply in Florida. And listen, I make these videos because I don't want you getting blindsided by fines you didn't see coming. If this helped you, subscribe right now. I drop new law updates and driving tips every week, and I promise you'll save more money than you'll ever spend on whatever subscription services you're paying for. Don't learn about these laws from a cop. Learn them from me. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we're breaking down exactly what to say when you get pulled over to cut your chances of getting a ticket in half. Stay smart, stay safe, and keep that money in your pocket.